let's talk about the sustainability champions who have actually been spearheading this movement to ensure a cleaner, greener future for all of us. Great pleasure in inviting now on stage Shaji, Chairman, National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development, NABARD.
Good evening to all of you, and thank you, WION, for giving us this opportunity. I'll not take much of time. I'll be taking roughly around 10 minutes. I'll take some leaf out of what has been discussed now, and also the Indian Ocean Band. If I understood Hindi correctly, they talked about Pani Khara hai, and then Riva, and also they talked about Kerala. So I'll be telling around 4 stories around these things. First of all, as an introduction to NABARD, many of you may be knowing, those who are in the investing side. In fact, I was talking to Mr. Vikram Chandra. He was telling that he was a great fan of NABARD bonds because that offered a lot of income tax benefits. But then we are now fresh out of another type of bond, which was the first of its kind in India. There was a discussion about the financing options. There is a cost of capital which was discussed earlier. So we are in the business of raising funds for our sustainability-related activities, and we are just fresh out of social bond, the first ever social bond by a triple-rated company in India. We have just listed last week, and we were going for a 3,000 crore of option for that, and we got fairly good response to that. Almost it was subscribed 4 times, and we actually got around 1,000 crores as firm commitment, which we accepted at the rate which we were okay with that. And that showed us that there is a lot of commitment from the investing community also for that. So we are talking about mission sustainability. In fact, the sustainability was already a mission for us when we were formed in 1982. That time, not much talk about sustainability was there, but then we had no option other than to take action, because there is the tagline is that no action, not an option. But then for us, action was only the option, because we're in the business of bridging the rural area with the urban areas. So you all know India is growing faster, and then many sections of the society are not growing in the same pace. So we want to bridge that. We want to take the fruits of growth to the remotest of the villages, and that exactly is what our mission is. And as a part of that, a lot of activities we do, and many of these activities will qualify for what we call now as sustainability or green or whatever cliched words which we use. So these are all known to us: people, planet, and profit. Yes, we need sustainable income from whatever we do. So all these 3 things we combine together. Inclusive growth is one of our major thing, because inclusion, without inclusion, sustainability can't be there. And also, as a part of that inclusion, financial inclusion, that is what, even before the term financial inclusion was coined, we were in the business of making people access finance in the way, in the manner in which they need, and also at the cost which is okay for them. And then in the terms of planet, of course, climate is the word now, but then we recognize this as a priority way back in 1995 itself. And of course, for all these things, we need to have profits. So now I will not dwell deep into that. I told that I'll tell about 4 stories rather. And first story, of course, is from Tribal Development Fund, which we have, and that is from Chhattisgarh, Koba, Chhattisgarh. So here, what we try to do is that we work with tribals. We work with the nature there. We don't take inputs from outside. Whatever activities are there, whatever inputs are there within that area, we'll make use of that, and we'll help tribals to come together to help themselves for improving their livelihoods. And then now what we have is that in the Korba, Chhattisgarh, around 2 lakh per annum. For us, it may be a small amount. For them, it's in fact a big amount. And then, see, because of that, we have touched lives of around 6 lakh people. And this we replicated in a lot of areas. You can see that 29 states, and it is 5.71 lakh acres of area is covered under that, all in tribal areas. And then no, the grants, we give grants, we don't finance. Actually, even though we are a bank, we are the largest development finance bank. Development finance, because finance comes later, but then we have to develop the area so that people and the livelihoods over there will be able to access regular finance from the commercial banks. So we make people ready for that, and this is what we did. This is one story which we have. The next story is from Riva, that is Chindwara watershed development. So you're telling about the Ma River. So here, Batri village in Chindwara. So watershed, of course, Pani Khara hai, but, no, that's what they told. But then we try to harvest the water and then develop that area into more fertile areas, and then we reduce the dependence on pesticides and also the fertilizers and such other things. So now, on a sustainable way, we try to develop that with the watershed development committees formed within the area. So people will come together and form committees and help themselves. And we do the capacity building. And then once they reach a certain level of activity, we will link them to the regular banks. And banks will come in. We have a banking plan for that, because for development, we believe that development should come through credit, and that credit come later, because then financial institutions should be having confidence to lend. Otherwise, of course, you know about the non-performing asset problems and such other things. So we make these people credit worthy. So now, all along, if you see that, so it has impacted around 30% increase in groundwater recharge, 29% increase in crop productivity, increase in area under cultivation roughly around 26 to 35%. These are all not we are telling. Then a lot of our impact evaluation studies have been conducted, including from the Indian Institute of Management, and then they have come out with the studies. If you can search the Google and you Google it and see that the whatever reports are there available on the NABARD's activity. So now we are also mapping all these activities in our portal and geotagging that, so it is open for verification. It's a web-based GIS platform, so you can go to the WION portal and you can see where all we have touched lives. So now, natural resources management is another area which under the umbrella program of NRM, we have watershed development, tribal development, and many other activities. So now, livelihood collectivization activity, this is one aspect of sustainability, because individually they may not be able to fend for themselves, but as a collective organization, we can make them more meet the goals of sustainability. The farmer producer organizations, now we are talking about 10,000 farmers, the farmer producer organization to be formed, but we were the primers to that. We started this farmer producer organizations as a pilot project. So this is one activity which we have done in Bihar. So as a result of that, the farmers, you know about the fragmentation which is happening. Because of that, they are not able to produce enough surpluses for improving their livelihood. Only for consumption they have to produce. But now we are making them produce marketable surpluses and improving their livelihood. Last, the climate thing, the Kerala aspect. So now before that, I'll tell about some 3 funds. We are the implementing agency of National Adaptation Fund for Climate Change, where we handle the India's climate change fund, and then we are the adaptation fund partner for climate smart agriculture, and also we are the green climate fund partner for the UNFCCC, that is United Nations Fund for Climate Change. So these activities, we source grant from outside and do climate smart activities within India. Here, one such thing is from Kerala, the shrimp cultivation, the brackish water, saline water, we make it more cultivable, more productive, and as a result of that, their income, the paddy production itself has increased from, so almost made it 4 times, 4x it has become from 0.5 ton per hectare to 2 tons per hectare, and from shrimp production, because there's a paddy shrimp combination which we have done, as a result of that, per area productivity and per area income has increased. So now, to top it all, we need funds for that. I said about social impact bond which we have issued. Now we'll be coming up with the green bonds as well. So that will open up a different class of investors for such activities. If you see the asset side of our balance sheet. We are a 8 trillion Indian rupees strong balance sheet we have. On the asset side, each of the assets will qualify for either green or sustainability. So now what we are trying to do is to package that for the investors, and it is up to all of you to look at that, and we may even come out. We are actually working with the government to come out with some incentives for the investors to invest in such bonds, maybe a tax incentive or a coupon incentive, something like that. We are working on that because we are looking at international experiences, and we are trying to structure these fundraising aspects as well. So to end with, it's all a small step. We don't have to engage in grand heroic actions to participate in change. I have told about small interventions, but then these small acts, when multiplied by millions of people, can transform the world. Thank you.